Hello, Coalition Coordinators. Mandy Paradise here from OSPI, our State Department of Education. I'm out on vacation, so today is a recorded segment. Normally, missing a meeting isn't that big of a deal, but given your hard work, OSPI and the ESDs didn't want to keep you waiting. I'm referencing your awesome input from the last time we saw each other, which was at the November all-provider meeting, where you walked around the room and you wrote on posters. OSPI and the ESD leaders asked for your help so we could better understand how to partner with you. A recording made the most sense since there is such rich information, and we really didn't want you to have to wait until March when I got back. So let's dive into the data. Reading through your feedback was like finding a buried treasure. There were a lot of gems and really valuable insights, and it's clear that you value doing prevention work and connecting with student assistants. OSPI and the ESDs have shared the full feedback with HCA so they too can be informed by your input and requests. Overall, the big themes that came out from your responses included the following: collaboration and positive relationships, guidance requests, youth and school engagement, role clarification, program implementation, perceptions and expectations, and updates and information. A main element of the feedback we gathered in November's all-provider meeting was that coalition coordinators have a wide variety of mental models for student assistance program. Among the coalitions, there's a lot of variations of the role, purpose, and expectations held for student assistance professionals. Another main element of the feedback is that HCA and OSPI can look for ways to improve our guidance to you regarding collaboration and partnering. So let's talk a little bit about mental models and perceptions first. In some feedback, it sounded like coalitions felt misaligned with and kind of let down by their student assistance programs. In other feedback, coalition leaders praised, celebrated, and appreciated their student assistance programs. Across the board, it's apparent how much you value the collaboration and want it to be successful. But in the majority of the feedback, people said that student assistance professionals should be doing more of this or less of that across several components. We summarize that information into a few major categories. When it comes to connections to schools, community focus and help with your goals, prioritizing prevention versus intervention activities, and youth engagement, there's a big spectrum regarding expectations of the student assistance program and the professionals. The mental models and expectations really vary greatly among many of you. However, one universal and clear request came through, and that was your call for guidance on how to better partner with student assistants. This indicates a larger state issue to be addressed, mainly, how can HCA and OSPI improve our communication to you about Student Assistance Prevention Intervention Services program? And where can the state provide examples and opportunities for partnership? This is something that Healthcare Authority and OSPI, as state partners, are working on, and it's going to take some time. But the good news is we have time and commitment to do so. As we learn together, we will reach out to you and address these problems of practice. This work all started with our activity at the November all-provider meeting, and today's summary is a continuation of that commitment. Student Assistance Program sees this as a demonstration of improving our ability to better partner together. The coalition leaders present at the November all-provider meeting gave excellent input and feedback. Your clear requests and honesty really helped, and what you wrote is directly shaping the technical assistance that OSPI will provide. As the OSPI State Program Supervisor, I'll be sequencing my upcoming time with you to ensure that topics you brought up get addressed, and OSPI and the ESDs are partnering on this and will continue exchanging with HCA as well. Based on your input, here's what you can expect from OSPI and the ESDs in 2020. Describing the role of OSPI and the ESDs. Clarifying the purpose of Student Assistance Program. Clarifying the role of student assistance professionals, both in schools and in CPWI. Working with HCA to examine coalition onboarding practices for how we might better impart student assistance information. And identify exemplars of student assistance program and partnership. And lastly, working with Healthcare Authority to address issues you requested guidance on, such as collaboration, partnering, and expectations. To wrap up, it's worth noting that our OSPI time is sometimes limited on the learning community webinars and generally lasts about 5 to 15 minutes. I'll be working with Casey to explore if changing that is a fit or not. Additionally, we'll be working with HCA to identify how OSPI can maximize time with you at in-person meetings. We all know how full the agendas can be, so finding a right-sized approach among the existing priorities is going to require some partnership, given that in-person meetings have many items that need to get covered. It may be that different venues need to be created or that we need to restructure what we currently have. So just thanks for your patience as we both figure out the changes to this approach, and OSPI and HCA are definitely asking these questions. So before I sign off, a quick update on the discipline trainings that have been taking place around the state. We have 2 dates left. January's Vancouver session is already full. So for folks who are interested in the Pasco training, we're going to keep you posted. The trainings are designed to help inform schools and their partners about recent discipline rule changes. Topics include managing adult behaviors, exploring substance use through the lens of proactive supports, clarifying restraint and isolation actions and discipline, and checking for understanding regarding discipline rules and approaches in schools. A big shout out and thank you to all the coordinators who were able to spend the day with us in these trainings. We so appreciate you learning alongside with us. A few of the CPWI coalition coordinators that we saw included Karina Mendoza in Wapato, Lisbeth Makata in Highland, Gigi Calloway in Wahluke, Greg Kanan in Marysville, Joe Nigel in Monroe, and Lori Johnson in South Woodby. I really want to wish everyone a great start to the new year, and we'll talk with you in March and see you at the in-person in May. Thanks, everyone. This is Mandy signing off.